Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the AG Nike Mercurial Superfly 4 in the latest CR7 Silverware colorway. Now inside the box, they do include a couple of extras. You get two individual tags. The first tag lets you know about the sparkle effect on the shoe, kind of tells you that it will wear off over time. We'll talk about that more later in the video. You also get this little tag right here that kind of explains what the AG sole plate and stud pattern is all about on this shoe. Again, something we will talk about in today's video. Other than that, they do include a string bag to go along with the shoes, white in color, black strings. You're going to find a Nike swoosh in the middle with an orange and sparkly black outline, and then of course the CR7 branding in black there on the back of the bag. Other than that, all you'll find inside the box, as you guys can see, are the shoes themselves. So we'll get these guys out of the box really quickly and take a closer look at the AG variation of the CR7 Silverware Mercurial Superfly 4. So as you guys can see, this does feature the AG sole plate, amongst a couple of other differences that we will be pointing out in today's video. I always get a lot of questions regarding the AG shoes from Nike and just AG shoes in general. We're going to be going over all the details in today's video. So if you want to learn more, please stick around. As far as getting a pair of these for yourself is concerned, if you click the very first link down below in the description of this video, it'll take you to the review page on my website, where you will find buy it now links along with exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you will be able to pick up the AG Superfly 4 below its normal $275 retail price. Keep in mind that the AG models always seem to go pretty quickly, so I wouldn't wait too long if you were planning on picking them up. And again, if you're interested, first link down below in the description, go ahead and check it out. And with that being said, let's get right into the review. To start things off, let's talk tech specs so we can learn a little bit more about the specifics of the AG Superfly 4. So why might you want to buy an AG stud pattern in the first place? There are three main reasons in my opinion. The first being safety, the second being durability, and the third being performance. Now, obviously you do see a lot of people wearing firm ground stud patterns on artificial grass. It's a pretty common thing, and there's a couple different reasons for that. One, and the main reason in my opinion, is I don't think people know. AG stud patterns for the most part are not exactly widespread at this point in time. Nike has been pretty good about offering AG stud pattern variations in pretty much all of their models in a fairly wide variety of colorways. Not every colorway release gets an AG version, but like I said, most of them do. So you do have that option, like I said, with a lot of Nike models, with Adidas and especially Puma, your availability and just options in general for AG stud patterns is a lot more scarce. The second reason why is, one, people just don't know, or the third reason is some people are playing on both natural grass and artificial grass and they only want to buy one pair of shoes. So firm ground kind of seems like the logical option. Not necessarily the best option, but it's what people do. So to start things off, safety. That's the main reason why, in my opinion, you would want to buy an AG stud pattern. Now with a firm ground stud pattern, especially some of the bladed ones, they can be very, very clingy on artificial grass, meaning that when you plant your foot, it's pretty much stuck in place. You can't twist and turn, you can't slide side to side, and essentially you can't slip on artificial grass, which sounds like a good thing, but it can be put you at a much higher risk for injury. And I know a lot of you guys will probably leave comments saying, I've been wearing firm ground shoes on artificial grass for years and years and years, and I've never suffered an injury. And if that is the case, great, fantastic. Keep taking your chances, but there are plenty of horror stories out there as well. If you can imagine running as fast as you can, trying to make one quick cut or one quick turn, if you just tweak your knee or you tweak your ankle or your hip even just the wrong way with all that extra grip that you're not necessarily supposed to have, that your body's not necessarily designed to take, that's when something can go horribly wrong. Even if you just planted your foot and somebody bumped you and your knee went the wrong way just because your foot is stuck in the ground, again, that's where a firm ground shoe on artificial grass can really be quite dangerous. Stability is another concern. That depends more on the shoe. The studs that you'll find on most firm ground stud patterns are going to be a lot longer than this AG stud pattern, as you guys can see, and that's because turf, for the most part, is a pretty shallow playing surface. You have pretty much that much depth to the actual turf itself, and underneath that you have something very, very hard. So when you have longer studs, they touch the bottom of the turf, and again, you just end up with that slight sensation of instability, which again can lead to issues with hurting your ankle as well as your knee or whatever other joints you have right around that area. So safety, that's the first thing. Second thing is durability. Not only is an AG stud pattern going to be more durable on artificial grass, as far as the studs themselves are concerned, but they do a lot of things to actually reinforce the shoe. In this particular situation, you can see that they've added kind of an extra layer of material, this sandpaper gritty type material around the edge of the sole plate in the forefoot and toe box area, just to increase the strength of the bond between the sole plate and the upper. This is something that you really won't see on firm ground shoes in general. Often they do change the glue as well, and they often add extra layers of material to the sole plate, which again, they actually have done here on the Superfly 4. It does have a much thicker layer of plastic where the studs are mounted to that carbon fiber sole plate, and that is actually to deal with heat a little bit better, especially when you're playing on outdoor artificial grass playing surfaces. So that one will definitely increase the durability. Again, having too much grip can also have a big impact on how long your shoes will last. Sole separation has a lot to do with the shoe heating up. You're making those quick hard cuts, and because there is no release in the grip itself, it has that clingy sensation. You're putting a lot of extra stress on the sides of the shoe that it's not necessarily designed to handle, because you have more grip than what the shoe is supposed to provide. It's not necessarily a bad thing to slip. Slipping can often reduce the risk of injury, and like I said, it does save your shoes to a certain extent. And then coming to the third thing, we talked about durability, we talked about safety. Performance is the last thing. This stud pattern really does perform best on artificial grass, better than a firm ground stud pattern would. You get plenty of grip in all directions. You can see that the studs themselves are fairly short, and they're made from a softer rubber material, so they have that flexibility about them, and that's what eliminates that clingy sensation. And because they are lowered to the ground, they offer much more stability. You're not touching the bottom of the turf. You're kind of in between that middle layer, if that makes any sense. Similar to how it would feel when wearing a firm ground shoe on natural grass. So it just has a much more natural feel, and like I said, just performs better overall on artificial grass in pretty much every way. I've used this stud pattern before. It really does work well. Multi-directional traction. I know it's a little bit unusual looking, but like I said, the performance is definitely there. Other than that, the stud pattern, the extra plastic on the sole plate, and the reinforcement at the toe and forefoot area, this is a general Superfly 4 in the CR7 Silverware colorway. So you still get the carbon fiber sole plate, as you guys can see. Flyknit upper with, of course, the Nike skin covering that does have that silver glitter appearance to it. The Flyknit through the middle of the shoe, as well in the dynamic fit collar. Stretchy, same exact fit, same exact lacing system, same heel liner, same insole. Nothing has changed here. You get the Brio cables in the upper as well. And again, you guys have heard me talk about the Superfly 4 plenty of times now, so I think you guys know what's up when it comes to the overall performance. But again, if you're looking for a shoe that is specifically tailored for use on artificial grass, it's a very good idea to consider buying a pair of artificial grass shoes. They're going to last you longer, they're going to perform better, and most importantly, at least in my opinion, you're going to be a lot more safe when using a shoe like this as opposed to a firm ground, and especially a soft ground shoe on artificial grass. That's really the last thing you should do. So that's pretty much it as far as tech specs and performance are concerned. If you guys have any questions, because I know there will be questions about this, leave it down below in the comment section. I definitely will get an answer out to you. And with that being said, let's move on to a quick weigh-in so we can see how lightweight these guys are. As far as weight is concerned, it's pretty well known at this point that the firm ground Superfly 4 is nice and light, but how light is the AG version in comparison to the firm ground version? That's what we're going to find out right now. This is the firm ground model, this is the AG model, both a size 9 US and both in brand new condition. So we'll start off with the firm ground variation that I have right here, throw it on the scale, and you can see that they weigh in at 7.4 ounces, which is the equivalent of 209 grams. So I'll take this off the scale, throw on the AG version, as you guys can see, and you can see that these guys weigh in at 7.35, oh, there it goes, 7.4 ounces. So 7.4 ounces, 209 grams. They are exactly the same weight. So while you do have a slightly different sole plate, a slightly different stud pattern, and some modifications to the upper, it hasn't increased the weight of the shoe in any way. So in terms of the type of weighted feel that you'll have when these shoes are on your feet, you're not going to notice any difference going from the firm ground variation to the AG variation, something that I think is definitely worth considering if you were worried that the AG model would be heavier than the firm ground model. Very quickly, I just wanted to talk about the colorway and appearance of the AG CR7 Silverware Superfly 4. That's definitely a mouthful. It does have, of course, that same silver glitter upper, which definitely is loud. If you like bright shoes, these are extremely bright. Now, like I mentioned at the start of the video, they give you that little tag that lets you know that the glitter effect on the upper will wear over time. I will actually be making a follow-up video on how the actual upper itself wears and how the glitter wears off. I currently have about 6 hours on a pair, and honestly, it hasn't been affected all that much. I think it's going to take a lot more time for the actual glitter effect to wear off on the shoe. It will show scuffs. It's not necessarily the easiest thing to clean either, but for the most part, if you like that glittery silver effect, this is really your only option out there. Obviously, there's the Neymar Hypervenom in the liquid diamond color. That's a metallic silver, but this is shiny, sparkly silver, which, like I said, there's just nothing else like it at the moment. You're going to find that glitter effect in the swoosh as well as the CR7 detailing as well. The swoosh has a white middle part. You have an orange outline and then a black outline around that. And then, of course, the CR7 logo has the same color scheme. The CR in white, orange, and black, and the 7 in white and black, as you guys can see. The Flyknit in the top, on the top of the tongue, as well as the dynamic fit collar, is like a navy blue color. You have black laces, a black ring around the top of the dynamic fit collar, and then of course your black Mercurial branding going along the back of the shoe. The only distinct visual difference when you're actually standing and wearing these shoes with the AG model is this little extra strip of reinforcement material around the forefoot and toe box area. It still has a silver metallic look to it, but it's not as glittery as the rest of the upper. Does it look the best? No, but it's going to increase the lifespan of your shoe, and it's not necessarily a deal breaker, especially if you are playing on artificial grass and require an AG Superfly 4, but still want this colorway. Obviously, you do have the blue tinted carbon fiber sole plate, which looks really cool, and then of course on the bottom you're going to find a combination of clear studs as well as that light teal stud color, which of course mimics what you'll find on the firm ground variation of this exact colorway. So all in all, pretty cool looking shoe. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comment section. Do you like how these look? Why or why not? And with that being said, let's move on to a quick on feet portion of the video so we can get a better idea as to how these shoes fit and of course what the sizing is like. Alright guys, so here is a look at the AG Superflies on feet. On my left foot I have the stock black laces that come with the shoes, and on my right foot I have a pair of reflective metallic silver SR4U replacement laces. I've been getting a lot of questions about these. I know a lot of you guys are really excited to get a pair. If everything goes to plan, and it looks like that's going to be the case, these things should be available on sr4ulaces.com in the first week of April, so very, very soon. I will be making a video when they do become available, so you won't miss it or anything like that. If you are interested in a pair of SR4U laces, the place to go is sr4ulaces.com. You'll find a link to that down below in the description of this video. Some of the colors that I think look good on this shoe that you can get right now is reflective orange, reflective black, and reflective white. There are example pictures for all of those colors on the website itself. So again, go ahead and check it out, link in the description. As far as how these things fit and feel, they fit and feel just like a standard pair of Superfly 4s. People always ask me with the Nike AG models, do they feel the same as the firm ground models? And the answer to that question is yes. It's the same sole plate, the same upper, the same fit, the same shape, the same sizing. The only difference is the stud pattern on the bottom. Obviously, this one does have that little extra layer on the upper itself around the forefoot and toe box area. This does not impact the feel or in any way at all. And again, they fit and feel like Superfly 4s. It has an interesting, very sock-like sensation when they're on your feet. It'll feel a little bit weird at first, but once you break them in, once you get used to them, it's something that does feel really, really good. It has that one-to-one kind of extension of your body sensation, if that makes any sense. As far as width is concerned, it is a tighter fitting shoe, so not necessarily the best option for wider foot types. Please keep that in mind. If you do have wider feet, these probably won't be the most comfortable for you, and they won't stretch at all either. So the way they fit from right out of the box is more or less the way they'll fit for their entire lifespan. As far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. Alright guys, that's it for my review of the AG Superfly 4 in the CR7 Silverware colorway. There's a reason why the Superfly 4 is so popular. Not only does it look the part, it performs the part too. It provides that extension of your body type of feel on foot, a nice snug fit, a sock-like sensation if you will, a premium barefoot touch on the ball, not to mention that the shoe is very, very responsive despite the upper sock-like softness and flexibility. As far as traction is concerned, if you're spending a lot of time on artificial grass playing surfaces, I strongly recommend picking up an AG shoe. That's pretty much it though, guys. If you guys do want more detailed information, you can check out the full written review on my website. First link down below in the description of this video. Also on that review page, you will find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you can pick these guys up below their normal $275 retail price. So again, first link down below in the description. Go ahead and check it out. If you have any questions at all regarding the AG Superfly 4, let me know down below in the comment section. I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, thanks for watching.